What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have Sir Humphrey throws Sir Frank under the bus. A clip from Yes Prime Minister. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy the clip, please don't forget to smash subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and let's see what we got. I love Sir Humphrey, man. Sir Humphrey's my guy. I'm actually watching Yes Minister on my Patreon right now, and after that, I am going to watch the full episodes of Yes Prime Minister next. And if you want to watch those reactions, in the description there's a Patreon link. Hit the link, subscribe, and check out me watching the show.
Prime Minister, I am not the permanent secretary to the Treasury. You must ask Sir Frank.
What would Sir Frank say?
It is not for a humble mortal such as I to speculate on the complex and elevated deliberations of the mighty. But in general, I think Sir Frank believes that if the Treasury knows that something has to be done, the Cabinet shouldn't have too much time to think about it.
That's an outrageous view.
Yes, indeed. It's known as Treasury policy.
That's an outrageous view. Yes, indeed. It's known as Treasury policy. It's how they've been doing things since the beginning of the Treasury. It's tradition. Yeah, it's outrageous. Yeah, but this is how they work. This is the government at work right here.
Questions?
Well, I think Sir Frank's view is that on the rare occasions when the Treasury understands the questions, the Cabinet doesn't understand the answers.
What does Frank think he is? At least old Humphrey knows his place. I must say, it was very loyal of him to tell me the truth about Frank like that. They usually all stick together, don't they?
I think Sir Humphrey's rather anxious because of your recent threat to make Sir Frank head of the Home Civil Service instead of him.
Oh. I wonder if I should do something about that. Or if there isn't something to be gained out of keeping them both in suspense.
There you go. You got to keep them going at each other, because then you get more information that you would never receive, because usually they'd be sticking together. Now you kind of separate them, and the info is starting to flow.
Well, Prime Minister, you gain an anxious Cabinet Secretary. Is that what you want?
It wasn't just that he was unhappy about the cuts, Frank. He was also very unhappy about your papers arriving at such short notice.
I hope you explained it was because of America's sudden change of policy over interest rates.
My dear Frank, I defended you gallantly, leaving the Prime Minister in no doubt as to the real cause of the rush.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I'm telling y'all, don't mess with Humphrey, bro. Humphrey's got too much experience in the civil service, bro. Humphrey really run everything. He pulling the strings behind everything. That man run Britain in the show. He runs Britain.
Perhaps it would be better if the proposal came from both of us.
Both of us?
Well, we are effectively joint heads of the civil service.
Not as I understand it, Frank.
Oh, I think so, effectively.
I think not effectively.
Oh, yes. I look after the financial side and you look after the establishment side.
But Frank, with respect, the Cabinet Secretary is the de jure head of the civil service.
With respect, Humphrey, the Cabinet Secretary and the Permanent Secretary to the Treasury are de facto joint heads of the civil service.
Be that as it may, Frank, we can't put up the proposal together. I must remain aloof and judicial. Now, you must make the running, and after weighty consideration, I will finally come down on your side.
After weighty consideration, I will finally come down on your side. One way or another, I'm telling y'all, Sir Humphrey gonna get his way. Now, you can do it the easy way or the hard way, but one way, Sir Humphrey's coming out on top.
It is not for me to speak for Sir Frank.
Well, I'm asking you to speak for yourself. You're Cabinet Secretary. You're also head of the Civil Service.
Am I indeed? How gratifying.
For the moment.
Well, Prime Minister, as Cabinet Secretary, I am, of course, most eager to reduce public spending, but as head of the Civil Service, I'm responsible for the very real dangers which will arise administratively if a pay rise does not come through very soon. It's so difficult for me, you see, as I'm wearing two hats.
Yes, isn't that rather awkward for you?
Not if one is in two minds. At a time of national stringency, it is neither wise nor in the national interest. I don't like to criticize my colleague, but in my view, Sir Frank, though no doubt acting from the best of motives, should have placed the good of the nation before the narrower sectional interest of civil servants. You see, this claim raises serious questions.
Should I
my
talk to Frank
days.
about this too?
No, Arnold, leave it to me, not at the moment. Frank's got a lot of problems coming up.
Really? He hasn't mentioned them?
Probably because he doesn't know about them yet.
He got a lot of problems coming up. He ain't said nothing to me. Well, he don't know about them yet, but trust me, they coming. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure those problems will arise.
What do you think, Humphrey?
Well, it's not for me to say, Prime Minister. I have a vested interest, and Sir Frank is in charge of civil service pay, aren't you, Frank?
Civil servants have to decide how to carry it out.
Like a secretary deciding how to lay out a letter.
Yes. I think Sir Humphrey knows what I mean.
Well, it's up to you, Frank. You're in charge of civil service pay.
We'd never recruit. I mean, morale would plummet. I'm sure Sir Humphrey would agree.
Humphrey?
Well, it's my opinion that Sir Frank is in charge of civil service.
And Sir Humphrey said, I ain't finna help you not a bit. You coming for my job. My job. You think I'm finna help you? No. You fall in line and then I help you. But you in charge. Frank's in charge of civil service. He got the answers.
And I do think that the Prime Minister is entitled to an answer, Frank.
Well, they could choose whether to renounce their honour or whether to renounce their pension indexing. What do you think, Sir Humphrey? Or will you be Mr. Appleby?
I'm sure that Sir Frank has gone into this very thoroughly.
No, not thoroughly enough.
You know, I'd felt all along, at a time of stringency, that the Treasury claim was too high, not in the nation's interest. Very nice for civil servants, of course, but not something that the Cabinet Secretary, with his higher loyalty, could recommend. And that is why we don't let the Permanent Secretary to the Treasury become head of the civil service.
Yeah, I love Sir Humphrey, bro. I'll tell you, Sir Humphrey run things. He behind the scenes, but he running things. That's all we got. Y'all let me know how much y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and check out the next one. See y'all next time.